The Houlton Superior Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Joyce are presiding. Please stand all plaintiffs. You may now be seated.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. All right, so we're about to attend to the matter of the people of Spain versus Don Quixote. Would you like to start with introductions?
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Mariah Parker, and I am a prosecution attorney.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Mackenzie Huff, and we are the prosecution witnesses.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Francis Tiger, and I am Andrew the Vice.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Nicholas Marshall, and I am Samson Costa. Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Andy Faulkner, and I am Alfonso Lorenzo, and this is the defense team.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Macy Scott, and I am the defense attorney. These are the defense's witnesses.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Brooke White, and I'm Guinness Bay Pass Mountain.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Brody Whiting, and I am the police.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Rowan Allen, and I am Sergeant Thompson.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Ryan Christopher. I am Don Quixote, and these are our juries.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Eric Burke.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Malaya Russell.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Jake Steves.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Kevin Fletcher, and I will be your bailiff. I'd like to introduce our coach.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Tara Jenson. I am the 5th grade teacher and mock trial coach.
Good morning, Your Honor. I am Callie Shea, and I am a coach too.
Your Honor, I'd like to introduce the rest of our jurors this morning.
Thank you all very much. We're about to begin the trial. The first order of business in any trial, the court needs to swear in the jury, and after that, we'll proceed with the opening statements. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, please stand and raise your right hand. Do you and each of you swear or affirm that in all causes committed to you, you will give a true verdict therein according to the law and the evidence given you, so help you God, or under the pains and penalties of perjury?
Thank you.
Thank you. You may be seated. Jury having been sworn in, we're all set to begin started. And so we begin with opening statements, starting with the prosecution.
Today you will be hearing the case of Don Quixote and how he ruined people's lives for the sake of glory. You'll be hearing from a young boy and how Don Quixote meddled in his business and got him beat up. You're also going to be hearing from Samson Carrasco, a friend and a fan of Don Quixote, and how he was beaten and broken by the defendant. The prosecution would like Don Quixote to be brought to justice for his unjustified actions. These actions include vandalism, physical assault, and running a prisoner free. Don Quixote ruined people's lives for the sake of glory. You're here today because a man decided to become a knight and fight all the wrong when he was the one doing wrong. That's all, Your Honor.
Thank you. At this point, would the defense like to make an opening statement?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
Today you will hear all about my client Don Quixote and how he became a knight to right all wrong, a man who wanted to follow his dreams of becoming a great warrior, a fighter for the people. You will also hear how the prosecution wants you to believe that this goodness brought harm. My client did not. He tried to help a young boy who was being beaten by his master. Quixote was not to blame. He tried to save the world from the threat of knights who challenged him to duels. Quixote was not to blame. The only thing you could blame my client for is having an imagination, hopes, and dreams to become the brave and honorable knight from the many books he read throughout his life. My client, as you will soon hear, is completely justified in his actions. Thank you, Your Honor. That ends my opening statement.
All right, thank you. All right, so we'll begin with the evidence, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. We'll begin with the prosecution's witness.
Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to call my first witness, Andrew the farmer. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I will.
You may now take a seat. Please state your name for the court.
I am Andrew the farm boy.
Andrew, can you please explain to the court what happened the night you met Don Quixote?
I was getting beat by my master, and then another man, Don Quixote, showed up. And
told my master to stop beating me. My master told Don Quixote that he would stop beating me. But as soon as he left, my master beat me harder because Don Quixote meddled.
Did Don Quixote stay after he meddled to make sure you were actually safe?
No, he thought my master would be honest, but he wasn't. Don Quixote never should have meddled in my business.
So would you say his meddling helped you or made things worse?
It definitely made things worse because when he left, I was beaten even more.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have no further questions for this witness.
Thank you. Would the defense like to cross the witness?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Andrew, was Don Quixote trying to help you?
I guess so.
Did Don Quixote believe your master was doing something wrong?
Yes.
So his intentions were to help you, correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have no further questions.
All right, Andrew, you may take a seat. Does the prosecution have any additional witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. The prosecution would like to call Samson to stand.
All right, Samson.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? I will. You may now take a seat. Please state your name for the court.
Samson Carrasco.
How long have you known Don Quixote?
I feel like I have known him forever. I was his biggest fan.
Would you consider yourself familiar with his behavior and mental state?
Yes, because I read books about him and got to talk with him during his adventures. I also fought him twice.
In your opinion, was Don Quixote able to distinguish fantasy from reality?
No.
Were any innocent people harmed or at risk because of Don Quixote's actions?
Yes.
Can you explain the duel between the two of you?
I fought Don Quixote twice. Both times were attempts to get him to come back home. I figured that if he lost to a duel, he would give up pretending he was a knight. The first time I fought him, he beat me.
Thank you, Samson. Your Honor, the prosecution has no further questions for this witness.
All right, thank you. Would the defense like to cross the witness?
Did you know Don Quixote well?
Yes.
Samson, you said you would be willing to be Don Quixote's servant, correct?
Yes.
Do you believe Don Quixote was motivated by ideals like honor and justice?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Thank you. Samson, you may return to your seat. Does the prosecution have any additional witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to call Aldonza Lorenzo as my last witness.
Okay, please come up.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You may now take a seat. Please state your name for the court.
Aldonza Lorenzo.
Miss Lorenzo, will you please tell the court what happened when you were riding down the road?
Yes, I will. I was innocently riding down the road with my friends, and suddenly some guy popped out of the bushes and grabbed the reins to my donkey. Then Don Quixote came out as well and grabbed the reins too.
Do you remember what you said to Don Quixote?
Yes, I said, shut up and move or my donkey will walk all over you.
How good do you know Don Quixote and what is your relationship with him?
I've only seen him twice in my life and we have absolutely no relationship.
Your Honor, I have no further questions, and this was the prosecution's last witness.
Thank you. Would the defense like to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, Your Honor. Did you try to do attempted assault to Don Quixote with your donkey?
No,
Miss Lorenzo, that was a yes or no question. Your Honor, may I submit evidence to the court?
You may. Okay, please collect the evidence.
On page 22, third to last paragraph, it states, "You'd better move or our donkeys will walk all over you." Do you recall saying this?
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm. Don Quixote got down on one knee for you, correct?
Yes.
Did Don Quixote fight for you and your beauty?
Yes.
Don Quixote called you beautiful and fought for you. But still, you threatened him for no reason, correct?
Well, yes.
Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Lorenzo. You may return to your seat. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, we've heard from all the prosecution's witnesses. We'll now move on to the next stage of the trial, which is where we hear from the defense witnesses. You may call your first witness.
I'd like to call the priest to the stand.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You may now take a seat. Please state your name for the court.
I am the town of La Mancha's priest.
Priest, would you agree that mental confusion is an illness, not a crime?
Yes, mental illness is not a crime.
Before condemning his actions, did you attempt to guide or counsel him peacefully?
Yes, I even tried to bring him back to La Mancha.
In fact, did he constantly seek to help others even at his own personal risk?
Yes, he found his friend Sancho in a pit and he risked his life and he could have fallen down the pit himself.
Isn't it true that society often celebrates men who act bravely for their ideals, even when they fail?
Yes, when Don Quixote got back to La Mancha, he learned he was already famous.
I have no further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Thank you. Prosecution, you may cross-examine the witness.
Were you concerned enough about Don Quixote's reading habits to burn some of his books, correct?
Correct.
So even you recognized his behavior was a problem, didn't you?
Well, yes.
You understood he might hurt himself or others while acting these fantasies, correct?
Correct.
Your Honor, the prosecution has no further questions for this witness.
All right, thank you, priest. You may retake your seat. Any additional witnesses for the defense?
I would like to call Sancho Panza to the stand.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I will.
You may now take a seat. Please state your name for the court.
My name is Sancho Panza.
Has traveling with Don Quixote improved your understanding of the world?
Yes, of course. When I travel with Don Quixote, I get to see parts of the world I would have never seen before.
Would you still choose to travel with him knowing everything you know now?
Yes, I would still choose to travel with him. I would go to the ends of the earth for my friend Quixote.
Despite his mistakes, has he ever treated you cruelly?
Never. He rescued me from a deep pit. Without him, I wouldn't be alive today. He offered me advice one time when I went to be a governor of my own island. He always has my best interests at heart.
Would you say he genuinely cares about your well-being?
Yes, he provides me with water, food, and more.
Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Prosecution like to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Are you Don Quixote's best friend?
Yes,
You saw Don Quixote attack windmills thinking they were giants, correct?
correct.
And you were injured while following him on these adventures, weren't you?
Yes.
You followed him because you hoped for a reward, right?
Well, he told me he would give me an island.
Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Thank you. Sancho, you may return to your seat. Any additional witnesses for the defense?
I would like to call Mr. Pasamonte to the stand.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I will.
You may now take a seat. Please state your name for the court.
Guinness de Pasamonte.
Were you and the other prisoners punished harshly by the authorities?
Yes, we walked for miles without food and water. That's punishment.
Did Don Quixote believe you were a victim of injustice?
Yes, I was chained up and made to walk for miles.
Did he free you because he believes all men deserve liberty?
Since Don Quixote is a knight, I do believe his duty is to help the weak and make wrong right.
At the time, did Don Quixote think he was correcting a moral wrong?
Yes, he saw I was an exhausted man who was being treated poorly. I had hardly any water. Don Quixote fought to free me.
I have no further questions,
Thank you.
Your Honor.
All right, prosecution may cross-examine the witness.
Did Don Quixote free you from unlawful custody?
Yes.
You were being escorted by guards because you had committed a crime, right?
Well, yes.
Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Thank you, Mr. Passamonte. You may return to your seat.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Any additional witnesses for the defense?
I would like to ask Don Quixote to say.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I will.
You will now take a seat. Please state your name for the court.
My name is Don Quixote de la Mancha.
Don Quixote, what motivated you to become a knight?
I want to eliminate all evil and help the world.
Did you believe your actions were meant to help or harm people?
I believe my actions were to help people, never to harm.
Did you believe you were acting honorably?
Yes, because I wanted to help people.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. The prosecution may cross-examine the witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. You attacked windmills believing they were giants.
They were.
Please answer yes or no for the court.
No.
Your Honor, may I submit evidence to the court?
Yes, you may.
Isn't it true that in chapter 4, page 10, your friend Sancho warned you that these monsters were really windmills?
Well, yes, but Sancho is not a knight. I am a knight. I know what I saw.
Your actions have led people being injured, including yourself, correct?
Yes, but in many adventures, people will get hurt.
You freed prisoners who had been arrested for crimes, correct?
They were tired men who were not getting water. They needed to be rescued.
Did you ever think to find out more information about the men you thought needed rescuing?
No, I know what I saw.
Your Honor, the prosecution has no further questions.
Thank you. Don Quixote, you may return to your seat. At this point, does the prosecution have any additional witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Does the defense have any additional witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
All right, at this point then, ladies and gentlemen, the evidence is now closed. We've reached the final stage of the trial. Counsel will present their closing arguments to you before you deliberate in the jury room to make a decision on the case. As the party with the burden of proof, meaning the party that has to prove their case, the state or government is permitted to go first, and then the defense will present their closing argument. All set for closing argument from the prosecution?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening carefully to today's trial. You heard what happened, you saw the evidence, and you listened to the witnesses. The prosecution showed that the defendant's actions were unjustified by meddling in a farmer's business and got this poor young boy, Andrew, got beat harder because he meddled. Don Quixote also decided to let this man free from a crime he had committed. The witnesses explained what they saw and what they heard. The evidence clearly shows that the defendant made a choice that ruined many lives. The defense may want you to believe that what he did is okay and he should not be found guilty for anything. However, if able to see what true honor, glory, and moral behavior really is, you will find Don Quixote guilty of unjust actions. Thank you for your attention and for making the important decision that is set before you. Thank you, Your Honor. That concludes my closing argument.
Thank you very much. From the defense?
So, as you can clearly see, the prosecution wants you to believe my client, Don Quixote, is guilty of unjust actions. However, you heard time and time again how Don Quixote was tempted and threatened by others, sitting right here before you. Now is the time to find my client not guilty, as he was just someone to blame for being kind and caring. He cared for a woman who then threatened to trample him with her donkey. He was tempted by a so-called friend to duel. What would you expect my client to do? He faced the challenge and defeated a knight he had no idea what their true identity was. So as you can see, Your Honor and jury, finding my client Don Quixote innocent is the right and moral thing to do. For his actions were indeed justified. Thank you, Your Honor. That concludes my closing statement.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the jury are now about to retire to the jury room to begin your deliberations, which means your decision as to how the case should turn out. The question before the jury is whether the government has proven the charges it's brought against Don Quixote beyond a reasonable doubt. In the event you find that the government has proven the case beyond a reasonable doubt, then the jury will find Don Quixote guilty. In the event the jury is not satisfied that the government has proven the charges beyond a reasonable doubt, then the jury is required to return a verdict of not guilty. In this case, the court has selected Chase to serve as the foreperson of the jury. That means that as foreperson, Chase will have the responsibility of conducting the deliberations and reporting back a verdict. As soon as you do have a verdict, please come back downstairs and alert our judicial marshal that you have reached a verdict. All set for the jury to begin deliberating from the state? Hearing, assuming yes on both sides, that the jury is excused to the jury room to begin deliberations.
Please stand for the jury.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, the court will be in recess until the jury has reached a verdict, and then we'll return.
All rise for this court with the Honorable Judge Nelson is presiding. It is now in session. Remain standing for the jury. You may be seated.
So ladies and gentlemen, the jury, I understand you have reached a verdict, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, and so you will pass the verdict to the bailiff. All right. And so, Mr. Foreperson, what is the verdict of the jury? Is Don Quixote guilty or not guilty
Don
of...
Quixote is guilty.
All right, thank you. All right, and so So the jurors having announced a verdict, the court accepts the verdict, enters a finding of guilty. The next stage of the proceedings would be setting a sentencing hearing for Mr. Quixote, which will be set 2 weeks' time from today's date. That concluding all of the events for the trial, the court is now in recess.